Hello guys, EvilNinjas99 back here with another video, and this video is going to just demonstrate all the cool things that I have on my Nexus 4 as well as the fairly lame things. So this is my Nexus 4, this is the Android phone that I possess at the moment. I have a D-brand gold Nexus 4 skin on the back and no screen protector or anything on the front, so that is essentially my setup. Externally speaking, I don't have a case when I'm outdoors. I'm fine with just having my Nexus 4 in the nude, or naked, not in the nude. So without further ado, I just realized how stupid that sounded. Let's take a look at my operating system. I have Android 4.4.2 on my Nexus 4 at the moment. Reason I am not on 4.4.4 is because A, I have all my stuff on this 4.4.2 backup that I had when I updated to Android L, which I also made a video on. So if you want to check out Android L on Nexus 4, be sure to click the link in the description of this video. The only way to update to 4.4.4 for me is to straight up flash a 4.4.4 image, stock 4.4.4 image, and that's the only way that I could do it, which therefore would remove all of my items, all of my photos, although I don't really have any photos, like all of my applications basically and application data. And I don't feel like backing all that up. It's not really worth it for an incremental upgrade, so I'm still on the outdated 4.4.2. So starting off with my lock screen, not too much new. I mean, it's your typical KitKat lock screen, but I do have one thing if I bring this up closely. You can see that I do have my unlock ring, and I have another ring on my unlock ring, which displays the battery that I have left on my device. So I have about, 35%? And it shows that with a little yellow/red ring around my unlock ring. And that lets me know, or notifies me, that I do not have that much battery juice left in my device. So I have that there. It's a pretty cool exposed framework module, so yeah, just letting you know. And we're probably going to get into that soon anyway. Okay, I think we're ready to move on. Okay, let's slide. So, as you saw previously, here is my home screen. I only have one. If you swipe over, you cannot, because I disabled that. I am using Apex Launcher, which is very customizable in its own right and respect, and I like it. I prefer it to Nova. It's just personal preference. So here are the applications that I use most often, so I have them on my home screen. I have Fable, Calendar, CleanMaster, which is a pretty nifty application, Instagram, I'm actually sort of semi-active on there now, Twitter, Yahoo Weather, and then I have Settings, Hot or Not, yeah, sad, I know, Skype, Calculator, Play Store, and Show of Hands. And then down here on my dock, I have the dialer, Google Hangouts, which isn't that bad of a messaging app. Then we have Gmail, followed by my app drawer icon, YouTube, camera, and Google Chrome. And let's go into my app drawer. Wow, pretty entertaining video so far, right? And here is my app drawer. I won't go into too many in detail. Let's just go through the notable exposed framework modules and applications. So this is one. It's called Advanced Power Menu. It is an exposed framework module, and it allows me to have extra options whilst rebooting, or before rebooting actually, not while, because that would make sense. It would, but it's not really practical here. Why do I go on these odd tangents? It's odd because I know nobody understands my tangents, but anyway, I have extraneous options like rebooting into recovery to enable or disable expanded desktop mode, which is how I have my soft keys disabled, and I replace them with Pi controls, yet another exposed framework module. So the Bands in Town app allows me to look at local shows going on, which absolutely there are none of, unfortunately. Next is Black Mart. It's a way to get pirated Android apps. I don't use it, first of all, because it is sluggish, slow, and really impractical. And it's really in everybody's best interest to just buy apps instead. Yeah, I know there's an alternative to pirating apps, but seriously, it doesn't work too well. Apps never become cracked anyway. I tried one, and even a simple app, I forgot the name, but a simple app that wouldn't really require cracking didn't even work. So it was a very troubling experience, so I decided to just ditch the whole attempt altogether and just go ahead buying apps instead. My next exposed framework module worth mentioning is GravityBox. It's basically Springtomize for iOS or Android. Springtomize for Android. Man, almost nailed that. Not really at all in the slightest, actually. One of my favorite features included in Gravity Box is a solid black background, which allows me to have a black background instead of the grayish hollow background, which is pretty freaking cool. And I actually prefer this because it's more unified. I never loved the gray background. I really like this though, and this is really stuck on me. Just a plain black background. I think this looks nice. Up next, we have an Android application. It is called Kcontrol. If you have a custom kernel, it allows you to change some stuff, which is pretty cool, and you get general info. Yeah, I know. Unique to Kcontrol. Not really, that was supposed to be a joke. I like adjusting the vibration. I have double tap to wake. That's how I have this. Wait, there we go. It works as advertised. Yeah, nothing shady going on here. So the icon pack that I currently am using is Moonshine. You may have seen it in another video of mine. If we go into it, there's not really much we can do except apply it, look at wallpapers, which are pretty, I guess. I really like this icon pack. It's very minimalist. It looks pretty rad, actually. Rad means cool if you're not hip with it. Wow, I cringed as hard as you did. Another useful app, which I cannot believe is free, is Nexus 4 Modem Flasher. It's probably because it's only exclusive to one device. But if you own a Nexus 4, you know that it is slightly frustrating that it does not natively support LTE, which is a bummer. But with this, you can actually flash an LTE hybrid modem, which allows you to enable LTE. It actually works. I tried it out and it works. Not often because my area isn't really a 4G LTE, I guess, I don't know, support. It is supported, but I rarely obtain it. But it is possible, which is pretty cool. Right now, I usually get HSPA Plus in most areas. There are a couple areas where I'm like, wow, it actually, because I didn't actually think it worked because most areas didn't support 4G LTE, at least in my area. But I actually got to a place that supported 4G LTE near like a doctor's office, which is pretty cool. So I was like, wow, that worked. And it does work. So going to the next drawer page, nothing too significant, less interesting actually. Another game I have is Vector, rarely play it. A cool app I have is TextDroider. I guess that's, yeah, TextDroider, that's how you spell it. It allows me to increase the DPI on my displays so things can appear smaller. Because things usually, you know, on a 720p display, you know, that technology that's so 2012, things appear rather large, and if you want to shrink them down a bit because you like that, you have the ability to. Although I didn't do it significantly, I did make a slight adjustment so things appear to be slightly smaller. So if you could see here, this is slightly smaller than it's supposed to be, which is pretty cool. And here's another exposed framework module. It's exposed gel settings, which allows you to tweak Google Experience Launcher. I don't really have it enabled at the moment, so it's practically useless, but I still have it there in case I want to switch back to Google Experience Launcher. Also, we have Expose Installer, the actual application that allows you to install exposed framework modules. I was about to say exposed, but it doesn't expose them, it simply installs them. And that's basically it. Here are all the apps if you want to take a look at them, but the ones I mentioned were the ones that I think were worth explaining. The others are basically, you know, either stated, like Yahoo Weather is obviously a weather app, so I wouldn't really need to explain that. So yeah, there we go. Those are the applications that I have on my Nexus 4. So I showed you the exposed framework modules, I showed you the applications, and I am on Apex Launcher. Don't forget that, because that is the launcher that I am using. We'll take a look at my Apex Launcher settings once we go ahead and do that. So here are my Apex Launcher settings. You could go ahead and jot those down with a pen and paper, or you could just actually change your settings directly on your device instead of just writing them down. I think it's less efficient as a two-step process. You could just do it in one step and just change them immediately. But hey, that's me. So I believe that I covered just about everything. Let me take a quick look at my storage options. Let's see. So I showed you my applications. Yeah, that's it. You see, I don't have any audio on my Nexus 4. I have my iPod Touch to put all my music on because I do have a rather large music library, so it would make sense to fill up the Nexus 4's 5.6 gigabytes with music because I wouldn't be able to fit my music library in here. Unless, of course, I down-converted all my audio files to like 96 kilobits per second, which would be impractical, to say the least. But there you go. If you're wondering what this miscellaneous is, I'd rather not say. I'm kidding. It's just a backup ROM that I use in case if I get into trouble, all I have to do is flash that in TWRP, or Team 1 Recovery Project, and yeah, then everything's clear as day, or happy as can be, or cool as a cucumber. Yeah, I think I'm losing it. So yeah, I think I covered everything. If I did not, that'd be rather embarrassing, but I suppose I can always cover that in a later video. Thank you guys so much for watching this one. If you liked it, be sure to give it a thumbs up to let me know that you liked it. And also leave a comment, drop a comment down below if you have any questions for me, or if you just have something nice to say, which would be pretty cool. Stay tuned to the channel for more content by subscribing if you're not subscribed already. And I will see you next time. Wapow. 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 It flew so quickly that you couldn't even see it. It just looked like a skipped frame. Okay, to tell you the truth, that actually was just a jump cut, just to make it appear as if I did something violent to it. Catch you later, guys.